All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of greatness stone. Shalom to the elect pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. With the hope of receiving mercy of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the prophecies that are written in the scriptures. I want to make it known that the RFID microchip is the MOTB. The serpent juice is the precursor to the MOTB. Yahweh Shai, whom the ignorantly called Jesus, is about to make his return upon the earth to deliver his elect and to pour out judgment as it is written. So I want to go straight into this lesson, and I made mention in one of my previous lessons about mass laying off. So I just wanted to show what's going on. And this is just not taking place in America. This is something taking place globally, but we'll just put the scope on Mr. Babylon the Great. So this is Ecclesiastes 12 verse 1. It says, remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. And as you can see right now, the evil days is upon us, yo. Hey, we're in the evil days, yo. It's just going to escalate. People don't see the pearls we're about to consume the earth, yo. But yeah, how about Shimei shall risen up men in these last days to go forth before you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans and let you know the truth. While everybody in this world, let me speak about this rock out here in Jamaica. All the thing them I think about money, girls, drugs, vanity, how to fulfill their lust, by the next party. Them now look on the global situation that is transpiring and how it will affect their current living situation, Verse 2, while the sun, or the light, or the moon, or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. And when you go into that passage there, you have to peel back various layers, because right away it said the keepers of the house shall tremble. What the keepers of the house, those will look out on the state of the economy. The economy watchers. You hear them tell about the global market. And these people, why are they trembling, Because they must see the collapse coming. You said the grinders cease because therefore we're talking about what lack of jobs. In Haggai, tell us you sow much and you bring in little. You clothe yourself, but there's none warm. Either earn it wages to put what in a bag with holes. So even those when I get laid off of work now, I find it much more hard. If you even survive right now, you go to the gas station, and you can see the effect on the gas already. I believe in the next 2 months, they could have started off. A lot of people will park them car and take transportation, Worse if the money when they make from the jobs that them have can't maintain. Then scripture say what? Those that look out of the windows be dark and no hope in sight, There will be no change. Only worse and worse things are gonna get. So Let me play this clip.
So I randomly just got laid off, like out of nowhere. I was killing it and they told me that. I just signed a lease to move closer to work the day before. This company made you care so much. I was so emotionally invested that like it feels like a heartbreak. The most similar feeling I felt like before is like getting cheated on because it's so out of nowhere and it's so abrupt. It just fucking hurts. My whole life was that job, my entire life. It was just taken from me. I know that your job shouldn't be your life and that's a big lesson I'm learning, but like, fuck, how do I like get over this feeling of like betrayal and heartbreak?
Listen, guys. I just want you guys to listen to what the lady said in the beginning. She said something that is very interesting. She said, it feels like cheating. What is the opposite of cheating? Being loyal. Oh, this is what she's talking about. Listen, I don't know if you guys have been looking at the news lately, but these corporations are not loyal. And I've been preaching this for years, been letting people know they're going to choose money over you. Fact. And people continually fight me on it. I don't know why, guys. I don't know why. But they continue to fight me and say, Orlando, my employer would never do something like that. We're family. And this video is here to show you how it's going to go, showing you how it is, and showing you what is the solution. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. We are trying to get to 200,000 subs, and I need your help to get there. We have a lot of viewers that are unsubscribed, so if I give you value, please hit that subscribe button. Also, too, you know what I'm about to say. You know what I'm about to say. I have a newsletter, and it's completely free. Why haven't you signed up for it? It's completely free. How can you beat it? You can't. Then on top of that, guys, if you have any type of... And one of the questions that I get all the time from individuals is like, Orlando, I hear what you're saying, but there's really not that many people out there that think.
Of course, we know what that meeting meant. I was laid off. It was due to business need. I was just completely blindsided by the situation because I've been covering for 2 roles during the past few months, covering for my boss while she's out. And I've been told like nothing but positive feedback on my work. I rated strongest of my peer level set of my review. Like everything was amazing. I was breaking records for my role. It's just like so blindsiding to be laid off. Of course, they said to me that it had no correlation with performance. It was strictly business need, whatever that is. And it is just humiliating. This is now the 3rd time in my life, like my career, that I've been laid off. It's just truly frustrating because I had such big plans. I was planning on finally moving back to the city in September because I'm in debt from the past times I was laid off. I have 0 savings, and
Financial.
I'm not where I want to be in my life for someone who's 30 years old. Because of these layoffs, like they've really held me back in my life. And here we go again. But I know that this is just like redirection. I'm going to find something better for me. This is going to put me on a better path. I understand all that, but just give me the time to say that this sucks.
See what I'm talking about, guys? Listen. It was her who said it. She said, I was blindsided. I didn't. Listen, yeah, this is...
You know, this is how them tell you how them feel. So, watch here.
So you have to blockade, and unfortunately, we'll have to start dropping bombs again. Thank you very much, everybody.
All wages have been growing faster than inflation under this president. Here it is. It's going to be tax day very soon, and Americans are going to get an extra $1,000 or $1,500 rebate as well. So I'm sorry the gas prices are going up, but help is on its way, and your national security, yes, is even more important than your pocketbook.
Now, we have more breaking news before we really dig into this video. And just real quick, I would argue that national security is mom and pop's balance sheet. But breaking news that just came out, new data shows that 0 oil tankers have passed through the Strait of Hormuz today. It appears the Strait of Hormuz is now completely closed for the first time in history. That's insane. The U.S. blockade and Iran's closures are in full force. And some more breaking news just in. Europe recommends remote work and expanded public transport to reduce fuel demand. All of that to say, everything you thought was stable is collapsing. We're going to hear from the Anthropic CEO who's going to give a warning on how AI will shred the job market and entire industries are at risk. And the war with Iran is flaring up once again. Global chaos inches closer. And our leaders, the Treasury says everything is fine. And as consumers, we know everything is fine in our heart of hearts. If you guys want the real story, and if you want a breakdown of what's actually happening in the States, stay tuned, because this is changing everything. And our ending segment is going to be on our advocacy, and we're going to discuss our new plan of attack, and we're going to request your immediate help. Let's get started. Now, our first segment, we're going to listen to our Treasury Secretary, and then we're going to look at the math, and we're going to try to figure out, is all of the turmoil just in our heads? And if we search our hearts, will we then find the truth?
Why aren't we seeing this sentiment? Why are people feeling better?
Well, I when I was in the investment business, there are consumer surveys, but I used to look at what are the people really doing. So at Treasury, we have loads of CEOs come through, whether they're in retail, credit card, the banks, and the consumer, while they may be sounding grim, is actually quite buoyant. Mm-hmm. So we are seeing spending has been very solid across most categories.
They may not feel good, but...
Well, look, in their heart of hearts, they feel good. I'm not sure what they're telling the survey people.
So lucky for us, we don't have to search our heart of hearts. We can literally just look mathematically at what's happening in the U.S. and tell our leaders, hey, you guys, you should stop spending our money and start taking care of your people because we need help. And I thought I would start here. This is adults age 18 to 34 who are living with their parents. And I want to start by looking at California. California right now, 39%, and let's just say young adults. Okay, so that's a young adult, 18 to 34. 39%, okay, almost half. It's not half, I get it, but almost half of young adults in California still live with their parents, y'all. And look at Texas. I consider Texas, well, I used to consider it relatively affordable. In Texas, 33%, 1 out of 3 young adults in Texas are still living with their parents. So when I search my heart of heart, what it's telling me is our housing market is incredibly overpriced. But that's just my heart of heart. You guys comment below and let me know what your heart of heart says. I also thought this was interesting. Again, when I searched my heart of heart, it told me to come to here. This is saying the U.S. stock market has never been this overvalued. Right now, the Buffett indicator is at 232%. Okay, 232%. And this is pointing out that during the dot-com bubble, that massive bubble that took out the U.S. economy, you know, that really big one that happened at the end of 1999, this bubble right now, and by the way, we're not talking about the house market, that also has a bubble. We just went over that. But here's the stock market bubble, all right? The stock market bubble right now is far worse than one of the worst stock market collapses in our history. I'm not talking about the Great Depression. I'm talking about the dot-com bubble. And it got to 162% then. So we go from 162% back then to 232% now. On top of that, let's look at the transition into serious delinquency. And you need to understand that this is serious delinquency. This is not just late payments. This is like the point of no return. Your stuff is getting taken away. Okay? So it's not a 30-day late. If we just look at 30 days.
The keepers of the house shall tremble.
Lates, this is way worse. So this is a 90 days. So the transition into 90-day plus loan delinquency. Right now, look at this, guys. So, and if you want, you can compare this to the global financial crisis. That's where this is, where my arrow is at right now. So it's about right here. So when we look at just student loans in serious delinquency, that's at 16.1%. 16.1%. It's not, back during the global financial crisis, it was way lower, as was credit cards. Not way lower, but credit cards were lower. Credit card serious delinquencies right now, the point of no return is at.
It's a bloodbath in big tech, and you can blame artificial intelligence for it. Layoffs across the tech industry have accelerated this year. Companies are no longer just cutting costs. They are rewriting how work gets done. Instead of hiring more people, they're building leaner teams, where AI tools do more with fewer humans. More than 73,000 jobs have been wiped out in the first quarter alone across 95 companies, and the job cuts are far from over. While each company has its own reasons, from cost cutting to restructuring, there is one common thread, and that is a deeper, more aggressive pivot towards AI. Let's start with the latest. Meta is preparing for a fresh wave of layoffs, with the first round expected around the 20th of May. The company, which owns Facebook and Instagram, plans to cut about 10% of its global workforce. That's close to 8,000 employees in just the first phase. And more cuts could follow later this year. Reports suggest executives may even adjust the scale based on how fast AI capabilities evolve. If and when this goes through, it would be Meta's biggest round of layoffs since its 2022-2023 restructuring. That is when it cut about 21,000 jobs during what it called the year of efficiency. But this time the company is financially stronger. So it's not about survival. CEO Mark Zuckerberg is investing heavily in AI. He is building systems that can write code and execute complex tasks autonomously. And Meta is not alone. Across big tech, this is the story. Technology company Snap Inc. is cutting around 1,000 jobs. That's nearly 16% of its workforce. CEO Evan Spiegel says AI is helping automate repetitive tasks and speed up operations. The company is also eliminating hundreds of unfilled roles, signaling a hiring freeze. Amazon has already trimmed about 30,000 corporate jobs as it streamlines operations and doubles down on AI. Oracle, founded by Larry Ellison, has cut between 20,000 to 30,000 jobs as it pours investment into AI infrastructure. Singapore-based Crypto.com has laid off 12% of its staff, with CEO Chris Marsalik saying these were roles that he says, and I'm quoting here, do not adapt in our new world.
So I'm just going to give you a quick look on what's going on. And as I said, you have not seen nothing as yet, yo. It's going to be much worse. So what I want to say, Kalalal, Yahawa, Bashime Hawa Shai, Bashime Kakorash, Shalom.